Hi there. Today I have something special for you. My friend Kalpana recently reminded me of a quote: "You never get a second chance to make a first impression." Have you heard of it? I am Rajesh Mahapatra, and in the next 3 minutes, I will sort of talk to you why first impressions matter and how we can create a positive and powerful first impression. What is it about first impressions that matters so much? And why does it stick with us and sort of becomes like a lens with which we look at the same person at later instances? The power of first impression goes back to our ancestors. In our thousands of years back, people did not meet that many new people. And when they met somebody new, they had to make very quick judgment about whether this person is a threat or not. And their life depended on it. Now, people that were a little slow to decide or made wrong decisions, Mother Nature took care of them. Now, it is in our genes right now to make a very quick evaluation of someone when we meet them for the first time. And when we meet them subsequent times, when we see them immediately. And this sort of has stayed with us, and we call it by a name first impression. So, first impressions matter. If you create a powerful first impression, you can do really well in a job interview or in a viva in your exam or while making new friends. There are two things you need to remember. First one is that people, when they see you, they should think that you are trustworthy. And second is that you will enrich their life some way. How do you do these two things? You can probably use some four different tips that I will talk about today to make you trustworthy and likable and to create a good first impression. First one, when you meet new people, use them with open hand gestures. Okay, you can shake hands with them or do a fist bump or do high fives. Or if you are in a kind of a situation where um, you are like a speaker, then greet them with both hands, just wave your hands or just do something like this, or greet in your own style. Even now, even though it happened, these were probably burnt into us generations back. When you see a person with open hand, it basically means it usually meant no weapons, and it has still stuck with us. And believe me, it still matters. The second thing is look into people in the eye and smile. It does two things to make you feel that you are not a threat and that they like you. When you look into somebody's eyes and smile, especially when you look at someone's eye, it generates oxytocin. Now, oxytocin is the same chemical that gets generated in huge amount when your child gives you a hug or your friend gives you a hug. Now, don't be creepy about it. So, I was in a job interview, I was interviewing a candidate, and this candidate perhaps had heard about making eye contact, and he kept looking at me like this. I was so unnerved. That was not the only reason I did not select him, but that played a significant role, I would say. Now, what's a thumb rule? Perhaps a good thumb rule is look into the eye about 1 to 3 seconds and then look away. If you can look into someone's eye without flinching, you can really make a very good impression. Now, before I go to the third one, let me ask you a question. I have two glasses here and both have cranberry juice in it. Now, which one would you like to have? Which one would you go for? Most people would say that they would go for this. Why? Because it looks pretty, it is transparent, you can see what's in it. And if this matters, your look also matters. How you appear, how you dress, how you look matters. If you keep bad hygiene, if you stink, or you have something in your teeth when you are talking, or you dress shabbily, it will make a wrong impression. It will actually create a negative impression. It will create a first impression, a negative one. If you can stay fit, if you dress appropriately, if you groom, you dress for the occasion, then you can really make a very good, powerful first impression. The fourth one, and sometimes is overlooked by many, the best way, of course, these three things matter, the previous three things matter, but if you can make people feel special, that will really make a great impression. How you can do that? You can ask them questions. Now, each person might have owned something, maybe a prize, might have tried a new recipe, might have tried a new hairstyle, might have won an argument, might have cracked a huge problem in office, or simply might have made somebody laugh with a funny joke. Now, if you can ask them questions for which they feel special, and for this you may have to prepare a little bit to ask the right kind of questions. If you do that, you will really make a very strong first impression. So to summarize, making a first impression is in our genes, it matters. And we can create a very good first impression if we can let people believe that they trust you and they can enrich their life in some way. If you can do this by using open hand gestures, by grooming yourself properly, dressing appropriately, looking people in the eye and smiling and making people feel special, then yes, you will succeed in making a very good first impression. So go on, use these tips, and as my friend Vijay says, make a lasting first impression. Thank you.